Has a decision been made on the contracts of Harry Maguire and Casemiro yet? Because both players out of contract at the end of the season and head of the January window. That's usually when, if a player has a 12-month option, like Casemiro, it will be extended. Have you had any more clarity on either player?
No, there is no decision. We have a lot to do, and we need to understand what is going to happen the next week, in the next season, because we need to understand there is the European Games, what we are doing. So we have so much to do in this moment. We are not thinking about that. We will think far ahead. We need to just think about the next game.
Would you like to keep both players for next season?
I'm really happy with them, but I don't know what is going to happen. So we'll see what is going to happen until the end of the season, what position we will be, and then we'll see.
Hi, Ruben. This January transfer window, I believe you may, I'm not asking you to admit this, that you may want a sort of midfielder, but just generally, if you get to the end of the window and you haven't strengthened your squad, would you be disappointed?
No, of course, we are struggling in this moment, but to do the club, we have a plan. We have a plan, and we are going to stick with the plan. I think if we have the opportunity to bring a player that we think that is going to be the future of the club, is going to come. If not, we have Jack, we have Shea, we have to. In 3 weeks, we'll have Ahmad, Nus, Brian, return of Bruno, Kobe Mino. So we'll see.
I completely respect what you said about Jack, but he is a young player. Just looking at your numbers in central midfield, it does seem a bit like what's happened with Bruno. You one unfortunate injury away from it being quite difficult for you.
Yeah,
so
but
surely
it was the day before was Kobe, and then was Bruno, and we were talking about Kobe doesn't have the minutes that he deserves and need, but and then you have the opportunity and Kobe is not there. So sometimes it's bad luck, and I think during this year we had some moments that we had a little bit of bad luck. I think when I look at the team, I think when we have the full squad, I think I need to take more quality from that group. So I'm focused on that. If we can bring someone good, if we're not, we'll spend money in the summer, I think.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dameron. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Earlier this year, you talked about some of the characteristics you felt your squad could do with more of, and you said wingers that are more offensive than defensive. Could you explain that a little bit more now?
Maybe I was talking about Ahmad. Playing Ahmad is different than playing.
So this was after you beat Athletic Club. You said the player.
Sorry?
After you beat Athletic Club. Bilbao.
Yeah.
You said the player in the right 10, if he has a left foot, that can help you. And you also said wingers that are more offensive than defensive.
Yeah, it was about Ahmad. Not thinking. We play last year with Nus and Diogo most of the times there. If you play with Ahmad, is completely different. I think you are talking about that position of the winger. That can change our game. I think in the future we can change also like I was always talking, and you guys, especially you, about the system. We can play a different way to take more quality from these players, because I have the feeling that if we have to play a perfect 3-4-3, we need to spend a lot of money and we need time. So I'm starting to understand that is not going to happen. So maybe I have to adapt. But talking about the winger position, is to playing with Ahmad is completely different. Imagine if we have a different character with the right foot like Ahmad in the other side. So you can be more aggressive. You can change the way you play completely with the same system. Last year we played with Nus and Malacia. Sometimes, so it's a completely different system if you play with Ahmad and another winger as doing the opposite side. So that was my meaning in that point.
Is that sort of player, a winger on the left who can use his right foot, is that characteristic something you want to have?
I think we need that in the future, but it's not easy to. Even it's not just to play as a winger, but to have a Brian with the right foot, more direct, more. I think we need that in our squad. We play more with Mace and Cunha in there. They are a 10. They are not a winger, so I think it's a position that in the future we can look.
Ian and then Chris.
Ruben, I know we've asked you a lot about Kobe in recent weeks, but an important time coming up with the transfer window opening. If he came to you and asked to leave on loan to get more minutes, would you consider letting him leave, or have the events, Bruno getting injured, the guys going away with AFCON, have that stopped you considering letting Kobe
He's
leave?
going to. If no one is if we are not getting someone, it's hard to leave. We are shorter, even with the full squad. We are shorter for something that can happen here, and we are a club with a big responsibility. We are dealing with all these issues, and in your heads, in my head, in everybody's head, we need to win every game. It doesn't matter. There is no excuses. So it's going to be hard for someone to leave the club if we don't get a substitution.
Just on that, if you don't add anyone to the squad in January, do you think this squad is good enough to finish in the top 4? You're only 3 points off it right now.
No, I think it's hard to talk about that. I think what I can say is that we have potential to do more, and I think I can do more with the team, and I can help the team to be better. That I can say. If it's top 4, I think it's different in our club. Everything around our club is not so simple as we have the talent to reach there. No, there is so much more than that in the team. So the only thing I can say is that if we have the full squad, I think I can help them to play better, and I think we can be better in the future.
Hi, Ruben. You talked before about the opportunities that Bruno's injury gives to other players. When he's fit and when he comes back, is this Kobe's chance now to take his? You talked, I think, on Friday about the noise and all the nonsense. Is it now, after all this noise and nonsense, is this the chance for him to show what he can do best on the actual football field?
Kobe Mino will have the opportunity that he has all the time. He played in different positions, and we talk about the position of Casemiro. He can do that position. He can play, if we play with 3, he can play like we play in the last game, the position of Mason Mount in this game, he can play there. So in the future, he's going to be the future of Manchester United. That is my feeling. So he just need to wait for each chance, and everything can change in football in 2 days.
In terms of Casemiro, sorry, is it you've played at the highest level and you've obviously managed players at the highest level? You're going to be relying on him more than ever now over the next month or so. How hard is it for a player who's coming out of contract, who doesn't know what his future is at the club, when to balance those two things up? You become a main man playing for the club, and yet the indications are that you won't be here beyond June.
No, it's not that situation. It's not. I'm not saying that he's going to continue or not. And then when I see Casemiro training, if everyone train like him, if everyone is so focused on the detail, even in training, in set pieces training, in even when they are playing 10 versus goalkeeper, and the movements that he made, imagining the game, will be a top team. If everyone works like Casemiro, and when I say work, is not just running, is the focus. You can understand why that guy won 5 Champions League, because if you pay attention to everything that he does, with contract, with no contract, is